So first I'm gonna go over the code that we wrote for the project. So first we're just setting up all the pins for the buttons, for the LED lights. Then we're setting up the pins for an actual LCD screen. Then we're setting up, there's a value that we use later on in the code for tracking who's the server in our method for changing the server inside. Then we have those values for just in case we have to decrease the score later on. We have a player A as a string A and then player B as a string B. Then we set it up. We basically set up the LCD with these values, which is basically how the screen looks like at the very beginning before we actually start playing. Then we're setting up the buttons to be inputs, all the 4 buttons, then 2 LEDs on the left side and on the right side to be outputs. And then we decided just to set up the player that's on the left to be the first server in the game. They're in a loop. We're just setting up variables for button states, then for the getting values from the button input pins, and then basically we just keep the pins in the low state, and when an actual button is pressed, then it goes to the high state, so that's when things happen. Then we have these guys, and that's all of the methods that are later in the code. That for the left side increase button, if it's high, so basically if it's being pressed, that all of these things happen, and so on for the decrease button on the left side and increase button on the right side and decrease button on the right side. So basically we first check, we're checking, this method is for checking if the scores have to be reversed after decrement. So if it went that a person won one of the sets, then the set points are being reset to zeros, and then we check if that's the case, and then they go back. So this game score has to be decremented depending on the site which one we're trying to decrement. Then another one is the game score increment, where we're checking if the both players have scored basically over 10 points, or if the point difference is 2. So that's how basically the set is 1, so it has to be at least 10 points, or if it's more than 10 points, then just keep going, and then the difference between the points has to be 2. That's what we're doing here. Then server change, so we're checking who is the server and changing serves per site from, so basically up until 10 points are reached, we change the server every 2 points, but then after 10 points is reached, then the server changes every 1 point. So that's what we're doing right here. And then the changing side on the table after each set. So basically after each set, then each player swaps the side basically, and that's what's going on in here. And then this is just to refresh LCD. So after any type of update in the score, then the LCD basically just refreshes and to the current score to actually represent what is the current score. Then we're checking the winner, and basically we're checking on which side the winner is and who is the winner, and whoever the winner is, then we're flashing the LED light on that particular side. So basically, and here is the you can really see, here's the circuit, and basically what I did is, so all the pins that were connected with the LCD, they're hooked up to the respective pins on the Arduino, actually on the circuit. And here we have the potentiometer, which is basically just used for the resolution on the LCD. So we can actually change it, or you can see it now. Yeah, so basically the left button, we increase, and like you can see, every 2 points the light changes. Then this one was 1. Let's just make it faster, so let's just put that one A, and then let's make A win. the guy on the left side, and the left player wins the match. So the LED on the left side is flashing. And the other thing is, so basically for all the buttons, we have the resistors just to not to overload and just to basically keep the charge, the voltage in the right not position, but basically in the right voltage. So we're just doing from on one side of the button we have the wire connecting to the actual pin like respective pin on the Arduino. Then we have on the other side we're just connecting it to the ground, and the resistor is just taking that voltage to the power supply, which is on the plus side of the scoreboard. So basically this is how it looks like. And the same with the LEDs, we're basically just connected to the ground, and then we use the resistor on the other side, on the plus side for the LED.